Good afternoon, everybody. Mike here once again, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, thanks for watching, and go ahead and watch some of my other videos. You'll see I've been doing a lot of different modifications to my 2007 Saturn Sky. Today's video is going to be not a huge time one. It's going to be kind of short, and what I'm basically doing is going to be kind of messing with the pinstripes, or at least the red one. And if you watch my last video that I did with the dash kit, it's no surprise that I'm really going with this silver and black and red theme with my car. So today I'm just going to change up the pinstripe a little bit on that red going down, and let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, as you can see, I have this center black stripe going down here, and I actually got that on eBay, installed that, I think it was the end of last year or in the last season or whatever. And then just to kind of enhance a little bit, I got this red stripe going down there as well, which is kind of cool, kind of has that black silver red theme. But I think what I'm going to do is, because the dash kit is kind of like that red is right in the middle of that black, I'm thinking about either running the red, a red stripe right down the center here of the thick black piece, and then this one, getting rid of this one, or having the red going on the outside, a thicker one on the outside. And I actually have a 1/2 inch that I got off of Amazon, I think it was Amazon, the 1/2 inch pinstripe, which is going to be hopefully fit in between here. It's probably not going to be a perfect fit just because of the way these things, they're never perfectly straight. So if I do like it in the center here, what I might end up doing is taking this black one off, just remove that one, remove this red one, run the new red one down there, and then put another 1/2 inch black one on the side of that one as well. So rather than trying to straddle in between here and make it fit. But if it does fit, then everything will be good. If it doesn't fit, then that's probably what I'm going to have to do, and that's if I like it in the first place. So what I'm going to do is do a quick look, getting rid of this thin one, put the thick red one on the outside here, see how that looks. That might actually look okay, I'll be done. Or if not, you know, put it in the center here and leave it there, and have a little more work to do that way. So let me go ahead, I'm going to tear the little pinstripe out of the package here, and just kind of temporarily put it down just to see how it looks. Alright, so I basically just kind of laid the thicker red one right against the black line going down, as opposed to this one, which has this little gap right here. Yeah, don't know how excited I am about that, especially since they're both kind of like the same size, and this kind of looks out of place, this silver being in the middle like that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to shift it over and see how it looks if I put it in between. So I'd have black, red, and a black, and then the rest of the silver for the car. So let me go ahead and see how that looks. Alright, so that actually might look pretty good. Just imagine this one not actually being there. That actually doesn't look too bad, and it kind of matches the theme as far as my dash kit. I have like a little black on the top, and then the red piping, and then more black on the bottom. It kind of matches that as well. So I think that actually looks pretty cool. It might be the one that I'm going to go with. So let me go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and actually put this red down. I'm going to prep it and everything first. Go ahead and actually put this red down, and then I'm going to have to take another 1/2 inch black one, and then put that black one right up against this one, so it all kind of lines up and looks really good. So let me go ahead and do that. Alright, gonna get some good old rubbing alcohol and clean that area up where the tape's going to be. Alright, it is all cleaned up. So now I'm just going to go ahead and cut the right size of the pinstripe and start taping it down. This actually has, where the manufacturer kind of put the two together, it actually has a little bit of a bad spot right here, so I'm just going to get rid of that excess. Alright, I think it looks pretty good. As you can see, there is a little bit of a gap between the outside black line and the red one. I knew that was going to be there, so what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to go order another pinstripe, but it being in black, and then I will go ahead and install that one on the outside of here, and pull this one up and then install the other one. So, but for now I'm just going to leave it the way it is, just because, I mean, unless you're right up and close to it, you're really not going to tell. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave it the way it is, and then go ahead and order the black stripe. And just going to go ahead and do the side, do the rest of the back and the front, and it'll be good to go. Okay, I pulled out in the sun here for a little bit because I'm going to start working on the front. Front's still in the shade, but anyway, I just kind of want to show you. I think this looks pretty cool, and I did go ahead and I ordered some 1/2-inch black tape. Just I'll be taking this one off, putting the new one on so I can butt it right up against the red one, because you can see there's that gap there that we don't have on that side. So I'll be pulling that off whenever I get that in. It should be coming in a couple of days. Gotta love Amazon for that. Same thing for this side. There's a little gap in there as well, just because that gap wasn't perfect. So like I said, once I get that in, I'm going to go ahead and put that tape down here. Not sure what I'm going to do yet, because I'll be replacing, most likely, I'll be replacing this piece going around here. Not sure if I'm going to be able to do that with the actual tape that I get it coming in. So I'll try to kind of work it around and keep it even with the red and the black. So but like I said, I'm not going to mess with that until I get the black tape in, so I can do it all in one shot. So right now I'm going to go ahead and work on the front of the car. And one other thing, that I didn't include with when I did the dash kit video, I actually put some piping, and I did end up putting the dash kit on this back piece as well. And now I'm looking at it with the piping going around, matching up with that looks really cool. So everything's working out well, and I have some ideas for some side stripes as well. So by the time I get done, I should probably have an extra 50-60 horsepower on this thing once I get all the stripes finished. While I was off camera, I actually took the red stripe and I put it around this back piece here on the rear. And one of the things that was tricky, and why I kind of did it off camera, because it took me a few times to try to figure out how to do it right, was this corner here. Now I knew it was going to be tough, and I was wondering if I could just go ahead and kind of wrap this around there and it would stretch enough and do all that kind of stuff without having to cut it, and it looked terrible. So what I ended up doing is making a 45-degree cut on both of these, and unless you're up super close like I am right now, you'll never really see that it's an actual cut on there. But I went and did a cut, just like a 45-degree cut there, kind of brought it down and around and up again, and I think it looks pretty good. So now I'm going to go ahead and I got the black stripes in, as you just saw, and I'm going to go and do the black around here and actually show you how I cut it to make this angle change. So the other thing I'm going to have to do as well is remove the black stripes on the top part, which I could have done earlier, but I wasn't sure how long the black stripes were going to take to get in, and I kind of wanted it to look nice the whole time. So I'm going to peel those off, restripe the blacks on these, put black around there, and then do the same thing with the front. And once that's all done, it should be pretty much done. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure a piece. Kind of goes down to the side here, measure another piece for there, and measure another piece for there. I'm going to give it a little extra on all of them, and then I'm going to come back and kind of measure them up again, do my 45-degree angle cuts, and start taping it down. Okay, when it comes to these pieces, it doesn't really matter, I don't have to start right on the bottom here. I can actually overlap it a little bit at the top, and then figure it's going to be there, and then this piece I'm going to overlap this one just as much from here on the bottom. Hopefully you can see that. Kind of figure it's going to go across, and then once I get this angle of how it's set up here, I'm going to make sure I hold these two together tightly. Okay, so this is where I'm going to be. This is where I'm going to be doing the angle cut. I'm going to hold it and just kind of cut it across. I'll probably end up having to trim it as well. So there's my cuts there. So this piece is going to come down here, and then this piece is going to come across here, and it's going to line up just perfectly. And then I'll do the other side as well. Okay, so I'm going to kind of butt this up where it's supposed to go. Right here. Get it nice and close. I'm going to hold it there, and then I need to take my other piece and do that same thing on this side. Let me move the camera over a little bit. You can see what I'm doing. And do the same thing on this piece to get that angle to make the cut. You just kind of hold that there and cut it. Okay, so there it is. I think it looks pretty darn good. And like I said, unless you're like really up close looking at it, nobody's going to know that they were kind of cut on there and angled on it. And who knows, that might even be the way to do it anyway. I'm not a professional pinstriper. I'm just kind of making this up as I go. But there are a couple little air bubbles. What I'm going to do is let it sit out in the sun for a little bit, and sometimes that'll relax these air bubbles out. I've seen that happen. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. If not, I think they'll eventually go away, you know, as the air gets out of there. Otherwise, I can just go ahead and just put teeny tiny little hole in there just to let that air out. But that back looks pretty good. It's straight, looks perfect, and I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of the car. Alright, she is done, and I think she looks a heck of a lot better now. Let's take a look. So if you're looking for a fairly simple way to dress up your car, your Sky, Solstice, or whatever kind of car you have out there, these stripes, you know, it's something that's very popular, and it's actually fairly easy to do. The wider one's a little bit more difficult, but the normal pinstripes, pretty simple to do if you take your time. Anyway, if you like this video, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that little bell that's near the subscribe button. That way you'll get notified of any new videos that I come out with, and I trying to come up with them as regularly as I can as I'm doing the modification. So be sure to subscribe, and just like that, this video is over.